Hey everyone, welcome to the Stogie Geeks show. This is the Stogies of the Week segment, which is coming after the interview. But I'm glad to be here. I'm here now, and we're going to smoke something special and drink something special and talk about maybe some even special cigars or maybe some not so special cigars. That's how the Stogies of the Week go. Some are special, some aren't, and we've got a whole rating system around them. So I am smoking the daintiest, prettiest, ugliest little cigar that I've seen in some time. They actually tout this as a cigarillo. But what's weird, and I've never seen this particular shape, maybe a Por Larrañaga, was it Por Larrañaga that made it Cuban? Monte Cristo was the size? Larrañaga Monte something? I'll find that while we're talking. Probably only one other cigar we've ever reviewed on the show, Joe, was even close to this shape and size. And this is the Kentucky Fire Cured from Drew Estate, of course. And this is the Coyotos, which is the cigarillo, which is 5.5 by 34. That's what I love about the show, Joe. We get to do different things and smoke. This is not something I would normally pick up.
No, this is very dainty.
It is, but it's long and dainty. Normally, well, let me take a puff. Normally, the cigarillo is short and dainty. This is long and dainty.
There you go.
But it's kind of, it smokes more like a cigar than a cigarillo.
Yes, it smokes better than
your typical cigarillo.
Of the
well, because I think cigarillos, when they're shorter, tend to burn hotter and this burns a lot slower. And since it's longer, the heat from the smoke isn't an issue, as it is sometimes with cigarillos. Also, I think a lot of times cigarillos might even be short filler because they burn so fast.
Yeah.
This is definitely not short. This is definitely long filler.
Yeah. It's tasty.
It is. It doesn't taste like it smells.
No,
thank God.
Out of the wrapper.
Because Kentucky Fire Cured is like pungent, whatever, like campfire smell.
Yeah.
But it doesn't taste like campfire.
Nope.
Which is nice. Because nobody likes to taste campfire.
Nope.
Well, I guess some people do. If you like that mesquite flavoring in your mesquite barbecue or smoked meat, like from the smoker, I guess how else would you get smoked meat if it wasn't a smoker?
I got you.
Help me out here, Joe. I'm dying over here. I'm dying over here.
I'm trying to gather my thoughts on this stick. So when you ask me,
I did. I just handed it to you like moments before we started. It's very dainty. It's very good though.
It feels light, like it's like on your. It just feels like you.
It feels like like when you saw movies or pictures or paintings from the 30s, photographs. If they had those back then, they would have the long, like filter thing that they would put the cigarette in.
Yes,
that's what I feel like I'm smoking. Like I feel like I'm in the 20s and 30s.
It's very tasty though. When you in the cellophane, it has a very pungent odor. You're like, I don't know, and then once you light it up and get it going, it's a good stick. It has its purpose. I mean,
I feel like we should be at a speakeasy
with like Western things in the background. The brothel upstairs,
bathtub gin.
Yeah, you know.
You hit the spittoon.
Welcome to Stogie Geeks.
I do have a special cocktail for this segment, though.
Yes.
I made Bloody Marys yesterday, and we have a lot of it left over, actually. There's actually a good amount of vodka in here, too, and about 15 other ingredients.
15 ingredients and a Bloody Mary with a Kentucky Fire Cured cigarillo.
This is the pairing that I've been wanting to do for some time. Well, maybe not with this size. Because the jury's still out. I was like, look at how ridiculous that looks when I hold it. It's just ridiculous. I went a little off the deep end with the size. But the blend, so far, having sipped my Bloody Mary, I think it was Will that actually made the suggestion that Kentucky Fire Cured with your Bloody Mary is a win. And I do use a lot of the chipotle seasoning and spice and hot sauce, chipotle hot sauce. One of my secret, now not so secret, ingredients in my Bloody Mary is Cholulu chipotle flavored hot sauce. Has that like mesquite, well, it's chipotle, but it tastes to me like a mesquite kind of flavoring. As is the seasoning that I use is like a Texas chipotle seasoning, which has very much that same mesquite kind of smokiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
I like to put some of that. Some people go over the top. This is a place in Rhode Island near South County Hospital down there, that popular bar. What is it called? I forget what it's called. Anyway, theirs is like totally like smoky.
Oh,
like
the Bloody Mary? Yeah.
I like a little bit of smokiness.
Now, you have 15 ingredients, in that? Did you put all 15, or did you count them when you were done and figured out there was 15?
My son was helping me count them when I was done.
Dad, put this in.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the mixologist. No, I was. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. No, it's celery salt, black pepper, chipotle seasoning, Tabasco sauce. What is the Asian hot sauce thing? What's it called?
Wasabi?
The rooster on it.
No.
I use Worcestershire.
Okay.
The chipotle cholulu.
Oh, the Asian hot sauce with the rooster. I know.
Yes, the Asian hot sauce with the rooster. But I can't. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Horseradish, lemon, lime. What else? What else do I put in it, Joe?
6 other ones.
Olive juice.
There you go.
Pickle juice. I think we're up to 12 now, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Sriracha.
Sriracha was the
rooster
one. Yes, thank you. Sorry, sriracha. Tomato juice, and I use regular V8 tomato juice. This one I use 2 different kinds of vodka because I ran out of one. But normally I'll use just a bacon-infused vodka, which I'm kind of on the fence about because it gives it too much of a smoky kind of flavor to it. So what is it? That's like 14?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 14 or 15. I'm missing an ingredient or 2. It'll come to me what it is. I said Worcestershire, right?
Yes. It's very good.
Texas chipotle seasoning, did I say that? That's separate from the celery salt. I don't use salt. I use pepper, celery salt, and Texas chipotle seasoning because if you add salt on top of that, it gets too salty. Those are the basics. I know there's no real... Mark Jr., former member of the Stogie Geeks show, former host, used to say, for as much vodka as you use, that's as much tomato juice. I'm like, I don't know about the 50-50. That's a bit too strong for me. He likes them that way, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's up to you as to the ratio of vodka. I tend to do like 25 to 30% vodka to tomato juice ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So I forget how many cups I did, but I don't do quite half. I do about 1/3 vodka and 2/3 tomato juice is what I'll do.
Well, the mesquite from the cigarello and the Bloody Mary is a good pairing. I bet you.
Yeah, I think this is one
size would probably kick it up a little bit better.
Yeah,
because there's not a bunch of smoke component coming from it.
Yeah,
you know?
This is very different.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna hopefully tear into the Robusto probably pretty soon because I don't know how much more of this I can take because it's just so strange and dainty.
Okay.
I don't feel like I'm getting a full mouthful of smoke.
Right.
Either.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna finish it for sure.
You want to try lighting up the Robusto?
Yeah, I think.
If that gives us a little more.
I think more of our.
I don't feel like I'm smoking a cigar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think more of our speed in regards to the smoke content to ratio from that would be a bit more pleasing if we were.
So now everyone has my Bloody Mary recipe.
Well, speaking of your recipes, I bought the maraschino cherries and 2 different bitters.
Yes.
And I've been playing around with some old fashions, and I can't get it right.
Now,
I've used the orange.
Speaking of old fashions, you can use bourbon in your Bloody Mary.
No, Oh yeah.
You can use whatever. I mean, you can use. I've used gin, vodka. Doesn't really matter.
Next door, we do mezcal.
A what?
Mezcal.
What is that?
The tequila. The mezcal. Tequila.
Okay.
It's actually called a Bloody Maria.
Interesting.
In the Mexican restaurants, but you know.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that working because you really don't taste the. All you taste is the horseradish. Mostly, it's horseradish and tomato juice.
Mm.
The vodka or whatever you're putting in is just there to kind of cut that. So it's hard to find a cigar to pair with a Bloody Mary.
Now, what's this? The than what we're doing now, the short Robusto?
Yes.
Yep.
It's the short Robusto or the Robusto?
Oh. I'm eyeballing it here.
It's the chunky 4x46. Guess we're gonna light this one up now too, because we both kind of we'll finish that later. That's like I'll finish that on my drive home.
Yeah, I'll finish it for sure. Yeah, see, even just off the bat, you're gonna get more of the. Here we go.
Yeah, that tastes different. I get more flavors on the retrohale with this one.
Yeah, you just get more smoke coming right in.
Yeah, see, that pairs even better. I think that cigarillo wasn't keeping up flavor-wise with the Bloody Mary.
Yep. And you know what it is, too, with this? You can really pick up the salty component of this shorter Robusto than that little cigarillo.
Yeah, this is much better.
Yep.
Now I feel like I'm having a cigar. Now
we got it.
Now we can start the Stogie Geek show. Okay. Over to you, Joe, first. So I gave the Bloody Mary recipe, Kentucky Fire Cured. This is the chunky 4x46? Yeah, 4x46. These apparently come in packs of 10. They're on sale right now for $40, apparently. That's a pretty good price. So, Joe, what do you got for your Stogies of the week?
I had the Viaje White Label Project.
Now, which one? There was like 18 of those.
I knew you were going to ask me that, so I did my homework. They've come up with different projects. Some of them were included in the White Label project, like the Ghost Pepper. They have a 2017, which is the one I had. I took a picture of it, put it on StogieGeeks.com. It's in the Stogies section. You can comment there as well, or you can just throw a comment on our Facebook on that.
I think comments are still enabled. I'm going to switch to a different commenting system, but
they're not enabled. Or
they are. They are.
Yeah.
They're just the Stogie Geek site's undergoing a little bit of change, some updating, sprucing up, cleaning up the place a little bit. So I think I want to enable Facebook and Twitter comments. That's an option.
That'd be probably easier.
That's what I'm thinking.
Especially for the user.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. This Viaje White Label Project, the format of this particular stick was a Bellicoso. It's a 6x52. Your wrapper is a Mexican San Andreas Maduro. Binder and filler is Nicaraguan. Complexity, I gave it on a scale of 1 to 10. I gave it an 8. Flavor, I gave it an 8. Balance, I gave it a 7. It's, I don't know. When I've started with some of the Viajes, some of them I really, really dig. Some of them, I think that they need a little bit of rest, and then I get into them. When I first had this, I had it when it first came out, and then I revisited it, and when I revisited it, I think it's ready now, so it's been a good 6 months that it's been on within my humidor, and I gave it a box worthy. Total leather component, awesome. I love at the end of either Tatuaje or Viajes. Obviously, I'm a fan of both brands. I mention them pretty frequently here on the Stogie Geek Show. I love the pepper component with the leather component. But with this White Label Project, you do get a full body aspect of it. Totally enjoyed it. I gave it a box worthy.
Sweet. I think you're a big fan of these, Joe. The EP Carrillo Dusk.
Yes, I am.
So this is, it says wrapper United States.
Yes.
Is that Pennsylvania?
I believe so. We asked Ernesto that question a couple episodes back.
I forgot what state.
But yeah, it's
It covered a lot of ground with.
Yeah, I know. And I spoke to them about dusk, and when I first look at them, I'm like, is this supposed to be smoked at dusk? And he's no, you smoke it whenever you want, But I don't know. It's been. Probably in July and August, the EP Carrillo Dusk, for me, has been a good morning go-to smoke.
You know what? I got that sense that it was a lot of body in the cigar, a lot of flavor, and I expected it from looking at the wrapper and seeing the packaging and the band. I expected it to be strong.
Yeah.
And when I smoked it, I was like, oh, no, now I see where Joe's going. Like, this could totally be a morning cigar.
Yeah.
So the binder is Ecuadorian, the filler is Nicaraguan. I smoked what I believe to be the Stout Toro at 6x52. Looks like what I have a picture of. Again, this is something that is highly versatile, has really good flavor. I'm still finding, I think, which size that I like the best. I've smoked maybe a Robusto like way back in the day, but I thought it was too early on. Thought it needed some rest. Now these have been resting in my humidor for quite some time. This one went down easy. Again, it had that nice kind of rich flavor without all of the strength and spice and pepper associated with it. It was very smooth. I would call this box split so far. Again, I'm still working on my size. I'm working my way through the line. But first impression after smoking one, I would say this is a box split and a very nice offering from EP Carrillo.
Yeah, I gave it a box split as well within my ratings. I toggled between the Robusto and Toro. I really liked the Toro, the way it burned. The Robusto had all the subtle flavors packed in. It was good. But the Toro, to me, it started off a little bit strong, and then it mellows right out, and it was good.
I tell you what's a little spicy is Bloody Mary.
Mm.
Woo! It's that Asian hot sauce with the rooster that we call sriracha.
I was going through my Rolodex. Right?
Dude, I couldn't think of it. I'm like, the Asian one with the rooster.
I had my last Elogio LSV.
Elogio?
Elogio, yeah. Elogio?
Elogio.
Oh, yeah. Elogio. Oh, Paul's back on the show. Well, if I was doing this, it would have been called the Elogio, but it's Elogio.
Joe's new cigar line is Elogio.
What is it?
It's just an illusion.
It's
of O. It's an Elogio.
How do you pronounce it again? How do you pronounce
It's like the illusion of O. The illusion of an orgasm is just Elogio.
They have the LSV and
Elogio.
the Elogio.
Elogio.
I had the LSV. I had the HSV, but
HSV.
Yeah, they have two different ones.
Is it HSV?
HSV. It's a little more. I don't know. To me, it was a lighter wrapper.
Is that what you call it? I thought
almost like a reddish hue.
Yeah. Keep going.
The LSV is what I like. I had the size 6x42. It's a Corona Extra. You have a Nicaraguan binder, filler, and wrapper. Complexity, I gave it an 8. From flavor, I gave it an 8. Balance, I gave it a 9. I thoroughly enjoyed these sticks. It's available in 5 different sizes. I've had them all. I don't know what happened to this brand here in the Northeast.
It doesn't do well in the Northeast.
Cannot get them anywhere.
They had them next door, and they didn't sell. I was the only one buying them.
Sure. I was the only one buying. Is it the HSV? It is the HSV.
Siri Habano. It's their Habano.
Yep.
So Habano and LSV.
LSV. Okay. Yeah. So the Habano.
Which one did you like better?
LSV.
Okay.
That's the one. I
tend to go. I don't know. I go back and forth. I like the Habano too.
I do, but
is there a box of Habano in there?
You have a couple in there. I don't know.
That's the Habano in there, the Robusto Habano. I have a box of those in there. I smoked one of those the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. I thought it was really. After it rested in my humidor, I was like, "This is awesome."
Mm.
The issue that I have, I think, with Elogio, and it could be some of the issues I have there in the Northeast, is the construction tends to be, and I'm not just talking Paul syndrome here. The other people too. The construction tends to be, I think, erring on a little higher of you having a construction issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say that about a manufacturer, especially one that I love so much as Elogio, and I would recommend. I just think in general, I've found in others that I talk to next door when I get the feedback of why, I'm like, gosh, why isn't this doing well, was construction.
Think it's too delicate?
I'm not sure if it was the draw or I believe it was mostly the draw. So the wrapper is a very delicate wrapper.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's not a portable cigar. Like I wouldn't take it golfing, fishing.
I think it's one you want to enjoy in a cigar lounge or in a controlled environment.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yep.
That could be part of the problem too. Maybe people were taking them out into the great outdoors, as it were. And the wrapper it's almost like a Cameroon in that respect, not flavor-wise, but in that the
delicacy.
Delicacy. Is it? You're not eating it; you're smoking it. But anyway,
I gave it a box worthy. I mean, I've definitely blown through a box of these for sure. Good smokes. The Elogio LSV. What about you? What have you been smoking?
What did you call it? The Elogio?
Elogio.
Elogio.
No, that's what you called it.
Yeah.
So I called it.
I don't even. Now I can't even say what you called it.
Whatever it is, it was mispronounced, and I know I'm gonna smash my other one.
I can't wait. I can't with the anticipation. Killing me. Killing me.
This was one of those cigars when I was typing
Killing me,
it.
Joe.
When I was typing it, I was like, oh yeah, I really hope Paul's going to be on this episode because I don't think I can pronounce this one.
So I lit up one, and I won't say who it is because it's just not fair. But I lit up one, and the production guys were here in the studio, and I lit it up, and I was like, oh my God, this is so terrible. Oh my God. I couldn't smell. I'm like, is it me? Or did it get mold? Apparently, it was just tasted really bad. Because I actually gave it to the guy. I'm like, take a puff, take a whiff. Like, let that smoke go up your nose. They're like, oh, God, it's just horrible. I don't know what was wrong with that cigar. Formaldehyde. But it wasn't ammonia. It was just bad smelling. Anyway. So after that, I put that down. I reached for this one. I have no idea what it is, but you gave it to me with the barber pole wrapper.
Oh, God.
And you were like, smoke this.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
So I smoked it, and now I'm reviewing it on the show as like a blind review. Our first blind review, which may be a truly blind review, even blind for our listeners and viewers, if Joe can't remember what it is.
No, I'm trying to think.
You were all excited. You handed it to me. You're like, you got to smoke this one.
The morning one? Oh, I know what I know what that is. No, I'm looking at, all right, I'm looking at spots. This is Paul. We talk about cigars daily now.
Yes, we do. And I smoked this one day after you gave it to me.
This wasn't the formaldehyde one.
No.
Okay.
I lit up this after, and when I lit up, I was like, oh, it's so much better.
Okay, why don't you talk about it, and then I'll give the name.
I was smoking it just like this, too. Just like this, just smoking it. And it was good. I was like, this is a good cigar. It was good. I don't really remember much else about it other than it was very enjoyable. It was a smooth smoke.
Yep.
Had some transitions, maybe some caramel notes.
Yep.
I just remember it being a pretty good smoke.
Yep. Caramel notes, sweetness. You probably smoked that down to the nub. Look at the cap on that. The cap is amazing.
It's an amazing cap.
It's an amazing cap.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing cap. I gave Paul the 5x50 Candy Cane by Santiago Cigars.
Okay.
Which, if you're just tuning in, we just did an interview with Santiago Cigars.
Oh, that was them.
That was them.
Oh, well,
I know.
Tell them their cigar was pretty good.
Yeah, that was the one where when we found out about the business model, they're a cigar shop.
That's not this one. This is from them, too.
That's them.
This is pretty unique.
That's theirs, too.
That's
only aesthetics from the roller there. And it's got a barber pole strip that's in there. It's actually two different leaves. The other one's from Connecticut.
Obviously, you'd clip that off.
Yep. It's just there for
Don't put
aesthetics.
that in your mouth.
It's just there for aesthetics. I actually just had that one during the interview.
Was good, too?
Yeah, that one was ranked a little more full, but it's full in their spectrum. But it's
what did you call this one that I smoked? The barber pole?
Candy cane.
The candy cane.
They call it the candy cane.
I'd give it a 5. It's a solid 5 in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would smoke it again.
I'd probably do a box split with a friend. Preferably Paul Azadorian being my friend.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Not this one, though, because this next picture is the one I'm not talking about.
Oh.
It was just terrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I shy away from some of that stuff.
I don't blame you.
Do you want to do the one I can pronounce or the one I can't first?
Oh, let's do the one you can't, please.
Can't?
I can't
Okay.
wait.
Archetype
Yep, that's
Axis Mundi by Ventura Cigars.
Yep.
Archetype?
Archetype.
That's the name of it?
Archetype.
Yeah. All right. I had the Axis Mundi by Ventura Cigars. Format I had was a Robusto. It's a 5x54. You have a Ecuadorian Habano Maduro wrapper. Binder is an Indonesian Sumatra. Filler is a Nicaraguan Habano. Complexity, flavor, and balance. I gave it an 8. It's available in 4 different sizes. Had this. It was gifted to me by a friend, and he was like, let me know what you think about it. And let me tell you something. I don't know how it does within the shops. I did hear
I see it in the shops feedback. More and more now. I know Janice got it in her shop. Yep. Doyle's has it in their shop now. Yep. I think I saw.
The distributors, Phillips and King.
Okay.
Yeah. And Yeah, it's in more and more. The price point I could probably do without. It's a little on the higher side for.
They are priced a little higher, and I remember trying to give this a review, and the construction in the batch I had was not good. So I haven't reviewed any of them. And I'm gonna go back and smoke them again and give them a fair assessment.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, as far as an assessment of the stick, old tobacco sweetness. It's mixed very well.
Old tobacco sweetness.
Yeah, like old fat. Like do you know what I mean by when I say old fashioned?
No, I have no idea.
Well, the Stogie Geeks listeners do. When they email me at joeh@stogiegeeks.com, they say, "Nice reviews, Joe. Keep up the good work." Just so you know. Right. Right. Yeah. And they do. I can forward it to you.
Nice reviews, Joe. Keep up the great work. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, like it. Yeah, right. And I gave this a box split because I really enjoyed.
That's a nice review, Joe. Keep up the great work.
Thanks. I really enjoyed the stick.
Box split
for sure. It's a good stick.
What is old? I know what you mean. There's traditional cigar flavors that we tend to associate with cigars that were produced 20 years ago or more.
Yeah.
I don't know what changed in the past 20 years. I think it's the amount of tobacco and the number of different options that blenders have that have really changed the profile of like 80% of the cigars we smoke today that just have a completely different. I mean, look at what we're smoking now, like a Kentucky Friar. Like this was not on the table 20 years ago. It is now. But there are some. Ashton, I find, has that more traditional. I smoked an Elegancia that I had bought a box when they first came out. It's still just an okay cigar. Like it's still maybe a $5, maybe a box split. It does age pretty well. It actually wasn't aged out, so it's a milder Connecticut, but it's got some toothiness to it. It smokes good now, but still, it's not like a wow me Connecticut. I would still put it in the $5, even though it probably has, 5+ years or in my humidor, and I've smoked them fairly regularly. People I've given them to are like, yeah, it's just okay. It's still a $5. And I don't know. I smoked one of the original ones that came out, and it does have that traditional Connecticut kind of sweetness. Nothing to write home about. Still a $5. Not a bad option if you're looking for one of those more traditional, I would call it, Connecticut.
I think when you say tobacco sweetness, I think with the Nicaraguan kind of pushing into the market share and a lot of consumers flocking to the Nicaraguan.
Yeah.
When it's a non-Nicaraguan, when I mean like wrapper, binder, filler, all Nicaraguan, when it's a non-Nicaraguan, we tend to say, oh, it's old school flavor.
Yeah, because most of the cigars came from Dominican.
Because most of the, so it's like it's got that old school sweetness to it. I guess that's how I describe it. Because with some of the Nicaraguan stuff, when you first light it up, you get that blast of pepper. I like that pepper for the profile. But every once in a while, if it's in the morning and I'm doing some work and whatnot, I like that old school flavor.
You're old school, Joe.
There you go.
What else you got, old school Joe?
Oh, you want me to keep going? All right.
I do.
I had the Crux Guild. Had it in a bunch of different sizes. Let me get to my notes over here. Crux Guild is available in 5 different sizes. I did have all of the different sizes there. I listed them on StogieGeeks.com under the Stogie section. The Robusto Extra is a 5 1/4 by 54. You have a Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. Binder and filler is Nicaraguan. Complexity, I gave it a 7. Flavor and balance, I gave it an 8. I gave this a box split. Towards the end of this cigar, like the flavors coming in great, everything's good. Towards the end, when you get to the end of the cigar and you're supposed to get to that thicker sweetness or thicker component of whatever the cigar is supposed to be, like a thicker leather.
Go with it. Go ahead.
No, I've been thoroughly in smoking cigars slower, and
thoroughly smoking them slower.
Yeah, like taking taking the time out.
Smoking them thoroughly but slower.
Yes. Did I have to say?
Yeah, I need to slouch down in my chair like you. Hold on. Okay. No, now I get you. Now I got you.
Now you're on my level.
Like this, yeah.
I gave it a box split because when I was thoroughly smoking it slower. When I was thoroughly smoking it slower,
thoroughly.
It just kind of faded. That's it. Faded. Wanted more. Didn't leave me with more. Gave it a box.
So should we smoke it thoroughly or slowly or thoroughly slowly?
You do whatever you want, sir.
Oh, you're just saying what you were doing.
That's how I would do it. I mean, I had the Crux Guild. I liked it. I gave it a box split. And there you go.
Oh, God.
You'd be shocked I gave it a box anything. This is the second episode in a row that I had either a box with you or a box split.
Box nothing.
You know?
Box your mama. Nobody gets a box rating. Split, full, nothing.
You know? We're good. Did you ever have one?
A box?
A Crux Guild.
No, I've not had a Crux Guild.
Why not?
I don't know. I need to smoke more.
Smoke more cigars?
Yeah. Smoke more cigars and more diversified set.
You like what you like.
I know. I need to mix it up.
Every once in a while, I say, "Oh, I'm gonna try this new," and I'm like, "Oh,
I know.
It's totally not my wheelhouse."
Yeah, I know.
You know, and the worst is when it's not in your wheelhouse, and you're like, "Okay, I should review this. It'd be a good testament to me." You know, trying to articulate, sometimes great and sometimes with great failure of articulating the sticks. But I get like, you know, I'm trying to, you know, diversify this, but I like what I like. I like the pepper leather component of the stick, and when I give my ratings, I judge it by if I want more and it's really close to the nub, gets a higher rating. If I don't want more and if this was the size and I was comfortable with it.
What do you think of this, by the way?
Definitely the better of the two pairings for the Bloody Mary because of the smoke component.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't try that cigarillo size we started with.
You know, but you do get a good mesquite.
This one's good.
Very salty though.
I love this, but the salty goes with the.
No, I like it.
The whole experience with the Bloody Mary and that smokiness and the saltiness. I mean, that's essentially this. It's weird with a Bloody Mary, like with other pairings. I feel like you have to have some contrast, like smoke a Maduro with a lighter beer, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, I don't know, have some contrast in your pairing. With the Bloody Mary, I feel like you got to be in the same ballpark. Like your cigar should have some of the same characteristics as the drink, which a Bloody Mary, I don't think there's too many options other than Kentucky Fire Cured to get that pairing. Now, Enrique Sanchez will tell you the emerald green goes really well, and I want to try that. The problem is I don't think they carry them next door anymore. We have to place an order.
Yeah, we
get those back in.
After that Stogie Geeks episode, they blew through all of them.
Yeah.
When you talk about purchasing power, they were like, Joe gave something a box. I gave it a box split, and they were like, they looked at it and they literally blew through 3 boxes just from, you know, someone leaking out that it was a box split, and they're like, you know, because I said 2 things. That's number 1, you're never gonna, in my opinion, see a cigar that's been sitting on the shelf for 3.5 years that I know of.
Yeah,
because it wasn't in their inventory.
And that's the other reason why they went. And they're like, they've been sitting there
and
for a
like,
while.
Oh, they've been sitting there. They got to be ready. And they were,
right.
but they're ready when they were good. They were just as good. They were better, but they were just as good.
Yeah,
and they blew through.
I felt the same thing about the Elegancia, right? Like it wasn't. Age doesn't magically make a cigar better, right? It lets it come into its own. It's still the flavor characteristics of the original cigars I remember smoking are there. They're just more prominent, but they're still just okay in that particular case.
My experience with the Bloody Marys and the component, if the cigar is either earthy or gritty, you know how you have gritty on your palate?
No. Earthy, yes.
You don't have, like you can...
Gritty?
Like you can
gritty.
Almost like...
gritty is a physical sensation.
Yeah, no, like you can... Like people say, you know, it's got... You know how we say Davidoff hay and we can have a vision?
Yeah.
The gritty is like the dirt, like that, so it's earthy.
Like a gritty earthy.
A gritty earthy.
Yeah.
So if the cigar is...
Use it like an adjective, Joe.
If the
gritty earth.
If the cigar is gritty or earthy, it should pair well.
Now you're using earthy as an adjective.
Can't I use both?
I guess. Gritty, earthy, I mean...
You don't have smoked... Like for example, the Tatuaje Series P has... The wrapper feels exactly like this Kentucky Fire Cured. It's dry, it's bumpy, and it's oily.
Okay.
If I'm off my rocker, please tell me. Like,
you are. Dry and oily are 2 totally different things.
You don't... You know, you
can't have dry oil wrestling.
Stop. Stop. Do you feel the bumps? Do you feel the bumps? Do you feel the bumps?
It's important to check for bumps.
You feel the bumps. Okay.
Okay. In my cigar. Yes, I'm feeling my cigar. Yes.
Texture of the wrapper.
Texture. Yes.
Okay. Of the wrapper.
Texture
of the Series P is the same as the Kentucky Fire.
Series P is a short filler tatuaje, right?
Yep, that's a tatuaje. Tatuaje.
Tatuaje?
Tatuaje.
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 Don't leave out the second ooh. Tatuaje.
Tatuaje.
Yes.
Right? If it's gritty on the wrapper.
Gritty on the gritty.
And earthy on the palate, it should be safe for the Bloody Mary.
So this is your test for Bloody Mary.
This is my test for Bloody Mary.
If it's gritty, I don't know what that has to do with flavor, but let's play along. It's gritty.
Thank you.
It's gritty. And it's earthy. It's Bloody Mary.
And it's red. So it goes together, right?
It has to end in Y. It's a gritty, earthy, and Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
I don't know.
It kind of smells in here because you've been talking out your ass so much.
No.
If you're gritty, earthy.
No, if you were to say, Joe, name me 3 sticks that go with the Bloody Mary, they would have the same bumps on the wrapper.
What does that have to do with flavor, though?
Because it's gritty on the palate. Does that? Stogie Geeks listeners, email me at joeh@stogiegeeks.com. I will forward this. No, better yet, go to Paul at stogiegeeks.com and explain to him what gritty. You know what's inside my head. Please get it to Paul's email. Please get it to Paul's email, right?
All I'm saying is the feeling on the outside of the wrapper does not translate to flavor on your palate. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is that if it has bumps, it should have an earthiness component to it. And if it has an earthiness component to it, it should be safe for a Bloody Mary.
How does bumps on the wrapper translate to flavor? Are you saying bumps in the actual wrapper itself?
Do you feel bumps with this?
Well, I mean, there's lumps.
Of course.
From lumps and grittiness are two. Anyway. I don't know. I just smoke them. And tell you whether it's good or not.
I was trying to articulate for the new Stogie Geeks listener who wants to try cigars with Bloody Marys to have something, but now that they're totally confused, try everything with a Bloody Mary and let me know what you think.
Do the Kentucky Fire Cured with the Bloody Mary.
You have any more sticks?
I do not. No.
You don't?
No.
Okay. I'm out.
I know that this paired well with the Bloody Mary. That's all I know. And I know that this is better than the... I feel like the original Kentucky Fire Cured had a lot more of that fire in the retrohale. Like, you could really... Like, it was very pungent to retrohale. And I don't know if it's I'm on, like, round 2 of this reoccurring cold that I've got. But I don't feel like I get that pungent... Like, someone's just stuck my cigar on a campfire. I don't get that anymore. I don't know if they've knocked it back a little bit on the or if it's the size, because these two sizes smoke very differently. But even this chunky size, is that what I said it was? Chunky? Hold on. Yeah, chunky. This is the chunky 4x46. I don't get that heavy campfire. I get a hint of it on the retrohale, which is nice because again it pairs well with the Bloody Mary. So there you have it.
Yeah, it does. Pairs very well with the Bloody Mary. Do we have any more Bloody Marys left, or is it?
Do we have the whole pitcher? I made way too many Bloody Marys. I took them to 2 different destinations yesterday, and we've been drinking them here today, and there's still some left.
All right.
So
I like it.
Alrighty. Well, that concludes this episode of the Stogie Geek Show. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.